Old Man Logan. More like Cold Man Logan. Hello and welcome to yet another Mar review. Or wait, is it called Mar Reviews? Anyway, my name is Mari, and today we'll be looking at the Marvel Legends Old Man Logan, or as Hasbro credits him, Wolverine. This figure is part of the Warlock Build-A-Figure wave, but as you can see with the numbered indicators at the back and the incredibly bare window at the front, Logan doesn't come with any bath parts. The art on the sides is lifted straight from the comics, though it's just been mirrored in both ends. Swing! Oh, don't worry, I didn't forget anything in the box, so unless they're invisible, which they aren't because eject, Old Man Logan sadly does not come with any accessories. But what we can see with this version of Logan are the fashionable clothes that he's wearing. I guess there's not much to wear in a dystopian Marvel wasteland except for stylish bomber jackets and cowboy boots. And it's not just wrinkly skin and fresh clothes that make this Wolverine so special. It's also because of his height. Old Man Logan, along with the previous wave's brown suit Wolverine, are, as far as I can tell, the only instance of a mass-produced Wolverine figure capturing the character's comic-accurate short stature. I wonder if it'll stay like this from now on. Only time will tell. Everything's been sculpted and painted really nicely. I guess when a figure's gonna be a standalone in a wave, it only makes sense to put all the production effort into making the dang thing as good as it can be. Kinda like what they did with the Deadpool from the previous X-Men wave. The head sculpt is fairly comic accurate, though a bit shorter than I'd like. Perhaps they went with the same cranial proportions that the previous Wolverine had. I may not own the figure, but through my many hours, nay, days of extensive research, mathematics, and other sciencey stuff, I've arrived to an astonishing conclusion. Yeah, probably. Logan's facial expression is very Clint Eastwood-esque. Like he's just smelled a big old fart and no amount of fanning will get rid of that smell. It would have been nice to have an alternate screaming head. He may be old, but that doesn't mean Logan isn't still capable of going berserk. The paint applications here are superb. It's all very neat and clean, even on something as small as the eyebrows. And there's just the perfect amount of old man wash on his face to bring in all those finely crafted wrinkles in the sculpt. His eyes have also been painted fantastically. They're not too realistic, but not too cartoonish either. The jacket and shirt on his torso are also nicely sculpted. Logan's bomb-ass bomber jacket fits snugly on his buff grandpa bod. The flaps of the jacket are a separate vest that are made out of a thin, pliable plastic. I'm impressed by its durability and I hope it stays sturdy for years to come. Underneath all that is a classy red shirt that hugs Grandpa Logan's swole bod very tightly. The paint for his clothes are, of course, clean. From the fluff around his neck to the zipper down his chest, everything there has been painted much neater than I thought Hasbro was capable of. The only sucky part here is that the neck looks too fresh and young while underneath that weathered grandpa face. I bet if they added the same wash from his face down to his neck, then the color difference wouldn't have been so bad. At least his hands have that old age sculpted in. Either that or he's really clenching a fist there. It's a bit hard to make out, but if they added just a bit of the old man wash to them, then these hands would have been golden. Girls. Seeing as how no Wolverine figure is ever complete without adamantium claws, let's take a look at what Hasbro's given us. From my experience, Wolverine claws never come out straight. Not to mention the claws here look way more different than in the back of the box. I mean, there's always going to be subtle differences with the final product of any action figure, but these claws are so drastically different. They're thinner and less shapely than their perfectly advertised counterparts. Not to mention there's no shiny metallic paint whatsoever. And hey, there aren't even any of those metal nibs that Wolverine has on his gloves. I mean, this version of Logan isn't supposed to have them, but still. Looks like Hasbro tried to be sneaky by using the hands from the previous Wolverine. Good thing I've got such good observational skills. Nothing gets past me. The claws we've been given are rigid as heck. Too bad there's a particularly crooked claw on the left hand, ready to ruin my fun. Perhaps I can use this opportunity to try my hand at heat treating an action figure. There we go, much better. I think. Hopefully it lasts. Moving down south and we'll arrive at Logan's fancy pantaloons. He's been given a shiny gold belt buckle that has a surprising amount of detail in both sculpt and paint apps. The belt that it's attached to is also equal in quality. Not like it matters though, because it's just a belt. His pants are well sculpted, with all the wrinkles bundling up naturally around the ankles. Fun fact, Old Man Logan has a Hank Hill butt. God dang it, Bobby, stop filming my butt. But damn. Logan's got a pair of cowboy boots, complete with ornate toe engravings. Aside from the belt and belt buckle, the legs aren't painted. All the color is from the plastic. Olive green for the pants and brown for the boots and belt give us a very earthy color palette. It's appropriate for an old man, seeing as how most old people are going to spend a lot of time in the ground eventually. God, that was dark. Let's talk about articulation before I get too depressed. Logan can barely look up, barely look down. Because of the jacket, he can only move his head this far to the left and this far to the right. And since his head is on a ball joint, we've got just a smidget of head tilting. His arms can turn all the way around and can be raised almost leveled. And when down, they rest farther out than I'd like. I guess Logan is just too buff to rest his hands next to his hips. There's also a swivel at the top of the bicep, and below that are some double jointed elbows that rest straight, but can curl just a little bit past 90 degrees when they're up. However, due to the softness of the plastic, my figure's elbows are somewhat uneven. The hands can turn all the way around and can bend this far out and this far in. Some of you may be happy to know that, although we don't have any extra hands, you're more than welcome to take out the claws individually. They do leave some noticeable holes, but it's better than nothing. Logan's torso can also bend forward a whole lot, but is hindered by the jacket when he tries to bend backwards. I guess this soft plastic isn't as soft as I thought. There's also a waist pivot that rotates all the way around. His thighs, although stiff, can kick up this high, and kick to the side this high. Because of the Hank Hill butt, Logan can't move his legs back at all. The upper thigh is a swivel cut, while the knees are double jointed. They're straight as an arrow when splayed out, and bent like a bent arrow when they're not. Finally, Logan's boots can turn a full 360 and can move up this high, down this low, and they have a very nice ankle pivot. All in all, a great figure that, despite the lack of accessories, is more than serviceable to any fans of the Old Man Logan character. It's also the perfect alternative to the aforementioned brown suit Wolverine. Still on the market for a Wolverine but not willing to spend more than MSRP? Then get online and pick this one up for cheap. And don't forget, every dollar spent goes towards supporting your mutant senior citizens and to not supporting gamma-radiated inbreeding. Thanks for watching!